Welcome to this, Lord. You join us here. We're in Holly Walk in Royal Leamington Spa, and we're just outside the old house that's number 9. I think it's currently offices at the moment. There's a blue plaque here to the Renshaw twins. Now, who are the Renshaw twins? Well, they were probably the first superstars of tennis that the country ever produced. Nowadays, you think of tennis superstars, you think of Djokovic, you think of Pete Sampras back in the day, and when I was younger, it was Boris Becker and Andre Agassi and people like that. But the Renshaw twins were the pioneers and the front runners. So let's have a listen to their story. In fact, I'll tell you what, there's a bench over there. There's some drilling going on, but there's a bench over there. We're going to sit down and say all about them. Roll titles. So we've found a bench. The drilling is still going to go on behind us, I think, but we'll try and ignore it as best we can. Now, the Renshaw twins. It's fair to say that when tennis was first really established, and incidentally, Royal Leamington Spa, 1874, the first lawn tennis club was established here. It's safe to say that in the 1880s and early 90s, they were followed around. They had crowds following. They had people asking for autographs. They were the superstars of their day. And like with most new sports, people thought, oh, it might be a craze, it might be a fad, it will die down eventually. And then these two came along and they uplifted the game yet again. It was taken away from being a genteel sport and they became the hard hitters. And in fact, they were champions. So I've got a quote here. It was in 1880 that Spencer William Gore, who was the first Wimbledon gentlemen's singles winner in 1877, he wrote, "In 1880 ended the frivolous era of lawn tennis, and that was due to the Renshaw twins." Well, they started competing nationally back in 1880, and William Renshaw won the title at Wimbledon from 1881 to 1886, and then again in 1889. And Ernest Renshaw won the title in 1888, and he was the runner-up to his brother in 1882, 1887 and 89. The brothers were the All England doubles champions 7 times. They won in the Oxford Championships in 1880 and 81. They won Wimbledon in 1884 as well, when the doubles started, and again in 86 and again in 88 and 89. And then in 1889, before beating his brother in the final, William defeated Harry Barlow in what may well be the first of the great matches that listed at Wimbledon. Barlow won the first 2 sets, Renshaw the third, and in the fourth Barlow was 6 times match point, but Renshaw took it 10-8, and in the fifth Renshaw fell behind 5-love, and he eventually won the final set 8-6. So they do say that was the first of the great matches of Wimbledon. In fact, didn't you do a video on the channel all about the longest match at Wimbledon?
I did.
You did. So James, there's one about that. It's called the longest match at Wimbledon. So
be there. Or there. I can't remember which way it is. There.
It'll be on one of the corners, but don't worry. But there you are. Now, apart from all their successes at Wimbledon and all around the globe about with the tennis, they did have a sad demise, I'm afraid. Ernest died at the age of just 38, the effects of carbolic acid, but they couldn't prove whether it was an accident or he'd taken it deliberately, which is such a shame. And sadly, William died at the age of just 43 in August of 1904, and he had epileptic convulsions. And in 2020, though, they were honoured with a street named after the brothers, and that's called Renshaw Drive in Leamington. So it was a sad demise for the 2 youngsters who were born just over the road there in Holly Walk in Leamington. Thank you very much for watching. Do hope you enjoy these videos. If you do, please subscribe and tell your friends. And if you want to see what we do other than these videos, then have a look at Last Line Films. That's James's YouTube channel, his TikTok, his podcast as well. And have a look and see what I used to do, pointing at things in London. And that's on historylord.co.uk. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Take care. The drilling's stopped.